the opening couple of rounds of this season, and it's noticeable that people have trimmed down, with the exception of Canberra, who seem to have gone the other way under Ricky Stewart. But I don't know.
They're winning.
They are winning, so maybe there's more to it than just what I'm giving you. Okay, so give us some numbers, Mark.
Yeah, well, the numbers make it clear actually that the Wolves were the better side in this game, despite it looking like Catalans might win for large periods. In fact, it was the questionable video ref call that finally gave Warrington a lead in this game, wasn't it?
Yes.
The one where it was given try. Most of the angles didn't seem to suggest the ball ever touched the ground. There was one angle from the far side looking in that looked a little bit like he'd rolled it off the defending player's hand onto the ground and then it had gone back up.
Yeah.
So, enough to give it, I think, if the referee had seen fit to give it, like he did. Wire made more metres at a better average gain, a couple less errors and 3 fewer penalties conceded. That will contribute to them finding a way to win. Catalans actually made an extra clean break, though, and forced more dropouts, but a poor 89% team tackle success contributed to their downfall.
Fantastic. Individually then, who stood out for us?
Well, Rhys Evans grabbed 2 tries, 6 tackle breaks. I think most of those came on the run for his first try. Chris Sandow with a try and 2 try assists keeps having a really good season, doesn't he? Matty Russell, 8 tackle busts and 138 metres. And Chris Hill, despite starting the game a bit lapse again, just
he does the last couple of games he started slow, hasn't he?
But he really picked it up when he realised his team needed him to. 43 tackles and 139 metres, and the team looked like a totally different team when he came back on in the second half.
Yeah.
That's when you started to feel that something was building and that they weren't going to fuck around anymore.
Yeah. So for Catalan Dragons then?
Todd Carney grabbed a try and a try assist. Eloi Pelissier, 53 tackles. Justin Horrow, he's impressive, but he's not in the game enough.
Yeah.
He grabbed a try assist and 107 metres. Now, he's playing some really good stuff, but far too fleeting in and out of the game.
Yeah.
If he can have as many impactful moments in the game as, say, Zeb Tyrell Whitehead had over the last 2 seasons, that's something to work on for the Catalan Dragons.
Yeah.
Jason Battieri had 135 metres starting, I think, off the bench. No, he started in the pack, didn't he? But either way. How French is Jason Battieri, by the way?
Not particularly French.
No, I think he's got a French mum or a French... Or he was born in France.
He's got some very tenuous...
But he's very much Australian.
Yeah.
He was born in Paris, though, I think.
I think that was just...
That question leads me to one of the...
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a moment. I'm glad you talked about that. But no, he's probably about as French as me.
No, I think he's more French than you.
I've got some French relatives.
Yeah, but...
That's about it.
Yeah, but he was born in France.
Well, I've got French... Yeah, but has he got any French relatives?
Probably now.
Because Italian
kids are...
You don't qualify for your children, Mark, do you? Jesus Christ. We've got Sunil Radrad's family trying to find a way to get us to play for Australia. Speaking of Fiji, by the way, we talked the other week about what's Mick Potter up to, and then this week he's the coach of Fiji, but maybe not to the World Cup, maybe just for a bit. So he's obviously fitting that in around being also the Newcastle Knights assistant coach to Nathan Brown.
Yeah.
Found out this week. Okay. Tweets then. Wire Joe 90 got in touch. Ugly win again for the boys. Need to cut out the individual errors, but if we can keep grinding out tough wins like this all year, we'll go all right. Tom Eckley 99. Another game we didn't deserve to win, but can't help but feel... Another game we didn't deserve to win, but can't help but feel sorry for Mitchell Dodds. Was looking good for about 20 minutes. Hope he stays for another year.
Yeah, he's going to be out for about 5 or 6 months with the leg break.
It's a shame, isn't it? He's on a lot of money. He's a big signing for him.
And he's not played a lot yet. So
no, well, let's hope he stays for a set. I hope he's on a 2-year deal and he comes back and pays him back for all the rehab and treatment he'll no doubt get.
Yeah, and it was obviously an unfortunate incident. There was no...
There was no malice to it, was there? No, not at all. Sam Rowlett, she got in touch, said, Wire have stolen that win. Matty Russell, brilliant throughout. Catalans should have killed it when they had the chance, but for brilliant Wire defence. Wally Frognall, Warrington's streak of being undefeated is more intact than Mitchell Dodds' leg. Very good. Darren Garner, I picked Warrington in the Brew League to win by 10. Thank you, Mr. Sparky Sandow, smiley face. Anyone for a smashed pie? # our year. And he tweets when I wonder if he's going to tweet in for every result he doesn't hit exactly on as well next week.
Don't, because Don't. Just give him his week. Give him reading his tweets. I find them like tiring to read because of all
Dude, I've been sort of cheeky. I've been horrible the
all the punctuation I have to get my head around, and then he'll send a really sensible email to us.
Yeah, maybe we should just like have a Twitter ban for Darren and like read his emails out because they seem altogether better constructed rather than like thrown together in the front of his van while he's having a slash or a coffee somewhere. Sits down and does his emails and takes the time to put his thoughts in order. But thank you for getting in touch, Darren.
Yeah, it's always
show you know where you're taking the piss, mate. Diane LVW, the Dragons should be blasting everyone away with their squad, but their casual attitude is undermining them. It's a shame, really. Meanwhile, I think Wire benefited from a poor ref system, as that last try looked to be held up. Still, they go on winning. Someone called Ben got in touch via the Google form and said he's a Warrington fan, so thank you, Ben. Yeah, let us know a bit more about you, man. Another get out of jail performance from us. The George King try was dubious to say the least. Sloppy errors at times, but desire got us through. Not seen a Wire side with this sort of character in years. Awful news about Dodds. Hope it's not a full season job. Shout out to Jordan Cox. Second half stint was solid. I would like to go on a night out with Jordan Cox because he just looks like he'd be hilarious. Just good value.
Do you not think he'd be a bit of a Rodney?
Yeah, but for that, no, because he's a bit more chatty than that. I don't think he's shut the fucker up. I think he's just constant, like, the impression I get of him from when I've seen him interviewed, and when you look at him, I just think he's going to be like perpetual motion and just always pecking it. Oh, what about this? And just verbalising every thought he has. And, oh, look over there, it's a butterfly. And fucking hell, that guy's big, isn't he? And just, all that all night long. I'd fucking love it. I think that'd be hilarious. I won't be out long with him. Maybe a couple of hours with Jordan Cox. You'd be a bit tired. But I get the impression that it'd be a cracking night out.
Fair enough.
Lee Whitnell got in touch. Another patchy performance by Wire followed by a great escape at the end. It's looking like John Clark has been our most important off-season signing, with the player fitness levels enabling us to grind teams down over 80 minutes. And another one who says this gutted for Mitchell Dodds.
I like the new influx of Warrington fans we've been having get in touch recently, though.
Yeah,
it's good to see.
Absolutely.
I hope they stick around.
Where were you when you were shit?
I hope they stick around when it materialises like this, isn't there?
Fair enough.
Just like the last one. No, but I'm liking it.
Absolutely. And the final one on this one, and I'm pretty certain this is aimed at you, even though he doesn't say it specifically. Paul Michael Craig, can you guys explain to us Aussie listeners what the import quota is in Super League? Catalan had 3 French players in their run on 13.
No, I can't explain it.
There's federation trained and non-fed trained.
They changed it to more. They changed it. They sort of flipped it around, didn't they? To basically mean you have to have a certain amount of players who are, trained within the league that you play in,
yes.
So within the European league with Super League structure sort of thing.
Yeah.
It sort of came at a time where they had to draw a line under the overseas nature of some of the players and allow them to stay as...
Yes.
And there's some players who would qualify as federation trained but would never qualify otherwise. And it is a bit strange, but I don't know how it works. But obviously on top of the federation trained players, you get then people who are allowed to play on non-Australian and New Zealand passports because they'd be classed as like minor nations players.
Yeah, so like Willie Mason when he gets his Fijian passport.
I think he's on a Tongan passport. Yeah, I'm not sure what sort of passport the likes of Anderson or Horo or Inu. I'm not sure what passport they're on because I'm assuming they have some sort of mixed heritage in their sort of parent and grandparent lineage. Yeah. Pat Richards maybe is on a European passport now. He certainly lived in England long enough.
Well, he's an Ireland international.
And he's an Ireland international. Yeah. He's got English kids.
Yeah. Well, there you are then. I think basically what happens is...
Hold on. I made it 4 French players in the starting lineup because...
You're counting Battieri then?
Yeah, because as far as I'm aware, he was born in France.
Battieri, Gigo, Eloy Pelissier, and...
Vincent Dupont. And surely Tony Gigo counts for about 4 French people. Is that French?
That's probably why they can get all these Aussies in then.
Then on the bench they have Casti and Busquet and Bosk, who was unused.
Yeah.
So...
I think the point that he's trying to make, and quite validly so, is that there doesn't seem to be a lot of French production.
The English players obviously don't count against the foreign quota cap because it'd be unfair to us for us to stop them playing English players.
Yeah.
when we wouldn't do the same with French players.
Yeah.
So so we don't know, to be honest, anymore. I had to try to have a read of it.
I had a look as well, actually, out of my own interest. I think basically what happens is it's like that scene in 300 when Gerard Butler wants to go to war, and the head coach of whatever club has to climb a fucking mountain, bribe some weird inbred oracle, and then you get told whether or not you can play from.
Nigel Woods is not an oracle.
No, he's not. Unless oracle means fat bastard. But we shall see. So, on to Sunday then. Huddersfield played like a team, not from Huddersfield, beating woeful Hull KR by 38 points to 6.
Well, to be honest,
see Huddersfield getting a result.
They played like a team with a fit Danny Brough pulling the strings from all the reports that I was able to follow during the game and read after the game.
Yeah.
And it seems like he sort of basically got them around the park. They also had a couple of other bodies coming back into the pack, didn't they?
Yeah.
Earl the Pearl had a game and did some good meters.
That's it.
So, and Hull KR, it was actually 6-all on 42 minutes or so, at which point, after just about exerting his influence, setting up a try and forcing a goal line dropout,
Terry Campese thought, fuck this for a lark. I'm going back to physio room. No, it's a different leg this time, isn't it?
Yeah, but he missed his place in the stands and felt like he could be more of a help to his team off the pitch. And then it was followed, I think, by another injury just after as well. And there was another player got injured.
If it wasn't such woeful due diligence on the part of Hull KR's recruitment staff to bring in Terry Campese without having had a conversation about his injury history and then just gone, fuck it, he'll be right, it would be comical.
Well, they did
but they
actually.
knew what was coming.
They brought in Albert Kelly and Maurice Blair to play in the halves, though, didn't they? Campese came along later.
It was an afterthought, wasn't it? That's true, yeah.
What they should have probably done is said to Maurice Blair, just easy though on the protein and stuff, because we're going to play you in the pack, but we're probably going to have to pay you a lot of halfback. So don't make yourself too heavy that you can't make a break.
I just sincerely hope that Campese's not on a pay-as-you-play deal, because he'll be living under a bridge by the M62 at this fucking rate. But okay, so tell us some numbers, Mark.
Well, the scoreline's no surprise when you look at them. 464 more metres for Huddersfield, at 1.2 metres per carry better average gain, to produce 7 clean breaks to 0. Hull KR have got the least amount of clean breaks this season, despite having played a game more than 8 of the teams. Better tackle success and more tackle busts, and more successful offloads too. 4-1 on goal line dropouts being forced. They all help to give sustained pressure for the home side. 2 more errors and 2 more penalties conceded show that it isn't all fixed up for Huddersfield yet, though. But obviously they were playing against an inept attacking force.
Okay, so individually, who stood out?
Well, Aaron Murphy was back on the wing with Jordan Tansey coming into the game, and he grabbed himself a try, 159 metres and 2 clean breaks still. Jermaine McGilvery, he had a try and 125 metres. Leroy Cudjoe, he seems to be a player who's stepped up for Huddersfield despite the results that they've been having. He makes the stats round up again, this time not for his tackling there. 1 try assist, 119 metres, 3 successful offloads, and we'll throw a front rower in there, Sam Rapira, 134 metres.
There you go. Anybody look good for Hull KR?
Well, actually, a few people did some good work, at least. Ken Seo grabbed a try and 100 metres. Ian Thornley, 121 running metres. Graham Horn with 41 tackles, 12 marker tackles. And John Bedebza, on his return from suspension, contributed 14 marker tackles. So when he was on the pitch, he put himself about.
Absolutely. And we got a tweet in from some serious Super League pod royalty. It's nice to hear from Marie Wright, the Witchwood lady. She said, a win at last for the Giants, a try from Tansey on his first outing for us, and a beauty from McGilvray, and 100% from Brough. Chuffed.
Yeah, she'd probably be like secretary to Diane's president in the Women's Institute of SLP, wouldn't she?
I don't think we need to give them a ranking. I think she's up there on a par with anyone of any gender that gets in touch with us. It's always a pleasure to hear from Marie. Right. Final game of the weekend saw Justin Carney return to the jungle to do yet further damage to morale in the Castleford dressing room as Salford ran away with a 32 points to 16 victory over the Tigers, Mark.
Couldn't have written it better, could you?
It's sensational. I've sometimes
4 minutes into the game, squaring up to Massey.
Whilst I massively object to the moral character of Justin Carney, it was fucking fantastic to watch.
It wasn't much of a punch though. I've seen worse go unpunished this year.
I think he did more damage to fucking Ashton Sims the other week when he just lashed out for no reason.
It was a similarly weak effort to that, but obviously his reputation and the need to calm the fucking situation down when he gets involved.
Yes,
meant the sim bit was obviously justified, but it didn't damage Salford in the long run.
Not at all.
Following the game on a bit on social media and stuff, it seemed cagey first half. No one really stringing anything together. Obviously,